Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mission Incredible. We're about ready to play some single solo survival match here on good old Battlezone Combat Commander. It's a remastering of the good old Battlezone days back in 1999-2000 timeframe. And here is a very, very relatively short movie of what is going on in these planets and stuff, and I'll let it play here. Got to remember, they did remaster this particular part of the game. These are the original scenes, if you will, the cutscenes and stuff. And this is what you'll see when you first come into the game. And it gives you kind of a general idea of what you're going to be doing, general. So I'll let this little thing play here, get an idea of what's going on.
Commander, I've lost contact with Voyager.
Oh, that old bird's comm antennas are probably frozen again.
Negative, sir. I had an unknown vector contact on the Dark Planet, followed by a confirmed weapon lock.
Hold tight, soldier. I'll be right there. Delta Squad, continue the reconnaissance on the northeast sector. Roger that, Major. Moving out.
So yeah, you have loading tanks, you have scouts, you have buildings you can build. You have other weird things traveling all over your planet. Get towers to your right.
Major, we lost Delta Command. What do you see, Delta One? That was a weapons blast. Commander, I've got multiple contacts on radar. We're under attack. Deploy those turrets. Call in the field squads. They're everywhere. All field squads report to T-Base 1. You're under attack. Command. Come on. We can't get a lock on this thing. It's headed into the northeast tunnel. Alert all units. Enemy is charging his weapons. Holy crap, what in the world's going on here? This is P-Base Site 3 to Site 1.
And this is where you come in, General.
Get that APC in the air. P-Base Site 2, do you copy? Mayday, mayday, mayday. Come in, ISDM, Commander. Mayday, mayday. Come in, ISDM, Command. We're under attack.
And there you have the intro movie to this particular game called Battlezone Combat Commander. So let's go ahead and get into this game. Okay, when you first come in, you're going to see this logon screen, and basically what you can do is you can go ahead and choose single player if you want to play the single player mission, if you will. You have instant actions to the bottom south center of your stinking machine down here, your screen. And that is pretty much if you want to just play a really quick game of one of the maps that is in that particular area. We're going to go ahead and go into the multiplayer mode, and I want to show you basically what we're going to end up doing here. What it basically does is it shows you a lobby, per se, that you're going to create for yourself. And in this lobby, you have several different things. At the bottom, you can tell that the games that you have, for the most part, are the ones that are in white. Anything you don't have is going to be in red. You got different types of maps that you can play. You can play basically all games, MPI. And let's run through these real quick as we get into a game. We're going to go ahead and create a game, and I'm creating a map, a brand new one, because I make maps in this game. And I typically go by, in Battlezone Combat Commander, I go by the nickname of Major Tom. And people will laugh at that, but back in 1999 and 2000 timeframe, that's what I was known for. And I played this for, geez, man, I played this for many, many years. I want to say at least a decade I played this game. When it first came out back in 1999, they remastered it and brought it back out as of April or March or April of 2018. And I thought to myself, you know, hey, why not? One of the friends said, hey man, do you know this is out? I'm like, no, I didn't know. Okay, so anyway, you put a password in here if you want to. If people that know it can get into your game, the people that don't know it can't get into your game. If you want people to come in, just leave the password blank. Start a new game here. And then let's go ahead and look at this, for the most part, different types of games. And it does tell you if your net is restrictive or not. But I've got port forwarding, and I should be good to go. Alright, so basically you have capture the flag style maps and there's a handful there. You have deathmatch maps. People can actually play deathmatch, and there's usually a whole boatload of different type of weapon types you can actually run around on the map and pick up and have a great time with that. And there's a free-for-all for the most part, you know, everybody against everybody. Then we have King of the Hill. We have a loot style thing like in any other game where you actually have to grab a bunch of money sacks, I think it is. And then we have the MPIs. The MPIs are multiplayer instant action style games. And you can see I've got some version numbers here of the maps I've been making, the first two there, Circle of Power and also of Copperhead. Those are maps that I am currently constructing as we speak. And there's a handful of the MPIs, and you get to play them over and over again if you wish. You can get to play them on different difficulty levels as well. You do have a race type thing as well, and you have strats, and then you have strat free-for-alls, I believe, down at the bottom down here. Yeah, basically capture the flag type stuff. And it's all decent, and it's all better once the game gets going. You also can create mods, or modders will create mods, and they'll add them into this particular game. And some can be ported into it because this is on Steam now. It wasn't on Steam back in 1999, but it is now. And in this game, you can actually also pick up different downloads and pick up different packs, if you will, to map packs to be able to load up into your game. And that will be explained to you at best I can, probably on my bzcc.org site. And that's tied to me, Mission Incredible, but that's also the Major Tom area. I like to use that nickname to keep everybody in the loop of who I was before. I don't have to have my reputation starting all over again. Everybody knows me by that particular one. Okay, I've got a brand new map here. It's called Circle of Power, and it does take a long time for me to be able to go in here and make these maps. And some of the things I do is just create terrain in an open field, and basically it's a world. And what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to choose Circle of Power. We're going to go ahead and go into different game options, and you get to see, it's basically how many players you want to come into the game. It's nice to have 4 in there if you leave it in there. Pings, you don't want the ping too high. And sync join and pause join, you definitely, sync join is good, pause join is not, because everybody freezes when somebody comes in, so you want to make sure the pause join is turned off. Multi-word frequency, and chat is on. Multi-word frequency, don't mess with. Chat, you can have either on or off. And it says 30 seconds if you hit, somebody hits the left tab. But, okay, so let's go back to host options real quick. And now we get to basically choose rides. You don't have both teams. You have Scion, which is a third-party race, and you also have ISDF, which is a almost like a well-known army-style space-style command. Well, let's go ahead and choose Saber Tanks. The reason I'm going to head and choose Saber Tanks is because you'll see here in a little bit. Saber Tanks are chosen, and then we're going to get to the very top center. We're going to hit Choose Vehicle, and we want to choose that Saber Tank. Okay, so now we have map options. Let's go into the map options. You have a bunch of different things you can do in here. Time limits, kill limits, and all that stuff is nice if you're playing Capture the Flag or you're playing death matches. You can end it after a certain period of time. It's nice to see pilot lifespan here because pilots are all over the ground. If you have thousands of pilots on the ground from all the stuff being destroyed, all these ships being destroyed, that is going to lag really big time. In the game originally, we never had respawns with sniper. You actually had to throw one on the ground. People would have to pick it back up and reuse it. So that is a plus where we actually have spawn with a sniper rifle in hand, so you can actually snipe some of the rides if you're lucky and a good aim. And then you have points for targets and everything else. And then skill levels for different things. Player skill levels, you can change this as however you decide you want to change this. And then scrap cheat is a little bit of a boost. It doesn't give you a great boost, but it does give you some boost. So let's turn those to 3. And then on page 2 down at the bottom, we're going to go ahead and go in here. We have a challenge. I mean, this challenge is going to be quite chaotic because I didn't really give myself a lot of stuff in this particular map, and I want to see if there's any hate and discontent for this. So we're going to go ahead and choose some extra units to make our life a little bit easier. And one of the things I will tell you straight up is it's best to have a scout come in with you. A scout comes in, he has a radar, and he'll provide you that radar look of anything that's evil that's coming in. So if we have a couple scouts in our possession, we can actually use those scouts to help us along. All the other stuff is nice to have, and it just eats away at slots. So we'll eventually get rid of the scavengers, and I think we have pools, 2 or 3 of them, that are close to the base. Okay, so basically we have all our units chosen that we want to play with today, and let's just go ahead and look it over one more time. I think we're all good to go. I'm going to go ahead and hit start game. It's going to take a couple seconds here for this thing to actually get going. It's going to build all its terrain. It's going to load up all the units. It's going to load up any assets that we have out there, which are not much right now because this is a stock map. And what we're going to do is we're going to spawn into this world, and we're going to have the units that we have with us. And one of the pivotal units we're going to have is this thing called a recycler. And this recycler is sort of like the utility box of the world. He's the one that keeps everything alive and allows us to be able to create different things. Okay, so where are we here? I'm trying to get a bearing. Where
offensive unit lost.
I'm trying to get. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we want to try to orient ourselves to the north. And we want the recycler to come over here, and we want this guy to turn around.
Roger that, Commander.
And I hit, F1, and then I hit where I wanted to place it, and then I told it, hey, sit here. Okay, then we have F keys. F key has units. You take F3. If there's more than one, you hit tilde, and you hit 1. I want number 1 scav to come over here and slap him down that pool. And then I think there might be another one around here somewhere. Maybe another one around here somewhere. It looks like the white box is over here, which indicates another pool. So let's go ahead and hit, what was that, F3, tilde number 2. I want you to come over here. Okay, now, these are the units of turrets that we had come into the map, and I'm going to tell each one of these guys, come on man, we got a lot of stuff we got to do in a very short period of time. And you do have these little quirks of or puns or digs or flames at you. And I've got one of the things I'd like to do is throw us a little bit of a power up so we can actually
In transit.
get a little bit of an advantage.
Gladly.
Because believe me, we're going to need it.
Deploying.
Okay, so typically almost every map, the enemy typically comes from the north. I typically do the same thing, but I also put in paths to make it a little bit harder for people to understand which way they're going to be coming from. Which way they're going to be coming from, we don't know. All you got to do to move units is basically highlight that unit, hit the space bar, and tell it, hey, come on over here and go to this particular thing. I want you to pick up that heavy chain right there.
Gladly.
Okay, so I'm trying to get the units placed around this world, or around this so-called base, as fast as I can. I'm trying my damnedest, but these units are a little bit slow and sluggish, as you can see. Typically at the 5 to 10 minute mark, we're going to have units in the base. And I got to get off my dead ass here in a minute. So we have plenty of scrap. We're going to build a builder. So all I did was I hit the number 1 key for the recycler, and I said, hey,
Deploying.
build a builder for me.
Building complete. Locking in course.
I'm trying to get these guys up in the front door here so I don't have that many enemies coming at me.
You're the boss.
Well, I'm unprepared. Okay, so now that we have a builder, we're going to tell the builder, F1,
Ready for orders.
we're going to head and build. I want you to build a power. I want you to build a power, let's say right here. You got to kind of be the commander. You got to say, okay, they could come from this way, so we can't be too close back here. They could come from the left, they could come from the right, they could come from any direction. So I don't want to put too many vital things near the doorways, especially when there's nothing to protect it right now. So I end up moving stuff around, and there's my scout. The only one I have left. I had chose 2, and thank God I did, because otherwise the other one died. It went into the water and basically killed itself. There's evil water over there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start building some gun towers. I told F1, hit number 3. I want you to build a relay bunker, because that's the pivotal thing that helps you build gun towers. Build it over there.
Construction initiated.
Kind of close to recycler, so that way, you know, if it comes from a different direction, I know that I'm going to actually be able to have those units come over here, and
Rattler here.
you know, if they come, if the enemy comes into the base quickly, and I'm not ready for them, at least the gun tower can shoot about halfway across the map here, and knock down whatever's in the center of the building, or center of the area here. I should say this is not a building. This is a planet. Scrap is coming along okay. I mean, it's not great, and I got to get some towers up quick because I just feel that
Construction complete.
stuff is
Ready
going
for
to be
orders.
coming quick. Tell number 1 F1 to build a gun tower right here.
Construction initiated. Deploying.
And since we have some more turrets, let's go ahead and shake these turrets and put them somewhere that we know we're probably not going to get killed off right away. Maybe be that distractor per se.
You're the boss.
Put them over there near the wall.
Construction complete.
Now we have enough for
Ready for
another
orders.
gun tower. I might as well do it while we can. And number 3, 6 for gun tower. Sure, let's put it right there.
Construction initiated.
One of the things you can do is you can use your tilt key, and your tilt key can turn units back and forth. A lot of times you can just rotate things, rotate units if they don't look like they can be rotated. More likely they can. You just in that wireframe mode, you can actually, by the time they get built, make sure that they're in the wireframe mode. Then you can get and build them. Okay, so this guy's doing fine. And I need power. Game's smart enough to let me know that, hey, I need power. Constructor. That's one of their constructors. And it's coming our way. F1, 3, 1, we need power.
Construction
And why is that thing coming toward my base? It's just scout sees it 500 meters away. And it's thinking, hey, man, why do we have a builder coming into our base? One of their builders. Do we have one of their scavs in our base? That's just kind of weird. That should not happen. I just want to make sure that... No, that's ours. That's a green scav. That's ours. And then the other scav is over here. And that's good. Okay. I don't know why he came all the way down here, but that's fine with me. I'm just saying. We're going to go ahead and build over here on this side now, because we got a couple turrets over there. Let's go ahead and build out farther. And let's push our luck here and push this out. I don't know, to right about here. It gives us a little bit more room. I see the green area is where you can actually build your things that you need to build. For gun towers, for this ISDF, you actually need to have a comm bunker, and then from there you need to link them together. There's like a puzzle pieces that put together, so these things should touch each other, and they do on the corners here. And if they connect, then you're going to be able to build whatever you need to build. And I see a red unit there. Let's change our number 3. There was a unit up there. I'm not sure exactly where that unit was, but I saw that red dot there. So this turret here is
Rattler here.
acting stupid.
You're the boss.
Get him to move a little bit. I'm going to push this one out a little bit farther. We have a little bit of scrap, so I might as well use it.
Construction complete. Ready for orders.
Build it out over this way real quick. Here we go. We're going to turn this by hitting tilt twice.
Construction initiated.
So we're opening the doors on the backside. Not that it matters any. Just for cosmetics. Oop, here come motorbikes, and they're coming from behind. And you got to try to kill them off as best you can anyway.
Construction complete.
Scavenger lost.
As they're sitting there, I'm going to go ahead and take them down. I should have another. Scav, and I do. Have 3, take them over here. You know, I'm kind of taking my time. I'm not in any much of a hurry here. More motorbikes are coming.
Ready for orders.
Hit number 3, and then number 6. I want to build another gun tower over here.
Construction initiated.
I don't need all these comm bunkers per se. I mean, I really don't need them. And I'll end up destroying the comm bunkers to get scrap, and also to those guys will target you if you're not careful.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we're running low on scrap, and I definitely need some.
Building.
Hit number 1, hit number 7. It gives you a service pod, which basically gives you health and armor back. Slowly but surely, this thing do.
Building complete.
I should take one more just in case.
Building complete.
Okay, so that should be good enough for now. And now what I want to do is I want to... Ooh, something's attacking. Let's find out which way they're coming from. It looks like it's coming from this side over here. And why the wonderful gun towers are not shooting is because they're out too far. Or they're pushed into base too far. Can't worry about that right now. I gotta move some stuff around here. But you get the general idea how this game plays. We have no powers, so let's go ahead and do 3. And number 1, come over here and build another power for me. Stretch out this, you know, so you connect all these buildings together for the most part. And I'm just trying to make it wider, you know, left and right as best I can anyway. But, you know, when you design these maps, you definitely got to design them with different technologies and different strategies, because if you get the same plan all the time, people know your ins and outs of how you design the map. So you have to, everybody would think, hey, if their base is to the due north, they should be attacking from the due north. But guess what? They're not.
Construction complete. Ready for
Do I
orders.
do that all the time? But hey, I do it once in a while. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this gun towers up back here. I think what I'll do is put these here. I see more motorbikes coming. That's gonna suck. Looks like they might be going around. They're going around to the right a little bit here. So it might be attacking over here where the gun towers are, but that's okay because gun towers, as long as they are able to shoot straight ahead, we should be fine. And I need a couple seconds to get a gun tower up because I've got enough scrap to do another
Construction complete.
comm bunker.
Ready for orders.
1, build 6 gun tower.
Construction initiated.
I thought I saw somebody throwing a mortar. And there's something up there. I think that's my turret. My extra turret I could not find.
Construction complete.
Yeah, it's just they
Gladly.
move into the game, they warp into the game, and it's a different process to move them around a little bit. You just got to find them. So since we have all these comm bunkers that we really don't need, let's go ahead and just basically demolish this one. I just basically told the builder, hey, demolish this, I don't really need this anymore. And then since we already have a gun tower up, and we already have a different comm bunker somewhere else, we can do 3-6. It gives you some scrap for these particular units, but doesn't give you a whole boatload of scrap. And then basically it's going to go ahead and build that for you. Alrighty, so then
Construction complete.
we've got 1 power
Ready
left.
for orders.
We only have 35 scrap. Let's move this guy over here and out of the way. So we have 1.
Rattler here.
Let's move this guy up to the front here. Only because we don't have anything else.
You're the boss.
We don't have anything up to the north, so we just got to be a little bit careful here. And we do have other units that we want to build, or buildings we want to build, but right now I'm more focused on trying to keep the base alive as best I can. Alright, so now
Ready for orders.
we can upgrade pools. So I'm going to tell the builder, hey, let's make this process just a little bit faster. Let's upgrade that pool. And you can actually do that, and they go from a simple, I guess, drill rig up to this large pot that shows up on the top up there that expands out and fills up with more scrap, if you will. Scrap is the pivotal part of this particular game. It helps you build everything else. And if without scrap, you're hurt pretty much. So let's take a look here. We only have one power, so let's be the wise person you usually are, and let's build another power since he's back here anyway. Let's put that power behind this power and get oriented. You know, you don't have to build the base in the same place. You know, you can move it to the left, or you can move it to the right. You get a general idea what's going on over a period of time. You change your strategy a little bit, move your stuff around a little bit.
Construction complete.
And, or you can start in the very center and build yourself out with the gun towers and stuff. Destroy them and move them up as you need to. 3. I want you to come up here and build me a stinking gun tower to the north. Even though we probably don't need it up here, but we'll try to put one up here somewhere. Sure, this looks good.
Construction initiated.
Nothing from the front yet, which is a good thing. Usually 15 to 20 minutes is when all the stuff hits the fan.
Standing by.
I'll move you over here just a little bit, get out of the builders' way. So we have gun towers to the bottom, north, east, I should say from the south, east, and west. Now we're heading up to the north here, and we'll build a couple just in the northern region. And as soon as that's done, I'll build a couple buildings, and I'll just go ahead and end this video. But for the most part, you can build almost any type of buildings you can imagine. You have the recycler, which is basically planted right there. The recycler, for the most part, is all about utility vehicles and builders. And the builders are, build a builder so he can build buildings, and then you have service trucks that come from there, and lower quality, or I should say lower protection level stuff. It's mainly utility vehicles. 6. Let's build a gun tower. Yeah, sure, right here is fine.
Construction initiated.
And then from there, you can build a factory. The factory will build your war-ready, battle-ready units, your vehicles, mainly all vehicles, from anything from the walkers to just about anything. Walkers, the ship that I'm in, the Sabres, some missile scouts, and rocket tanks, and all kinds of wonderful things, and keep me alive for as long as I can.
Construction
So,
initiated.
with that being said, and our second gun tower going up, which may or may not last a long time. You never know how long these things are going to last. Gun towers get attacked and they fall down because they only have so many hit points.
Construction complete. Ready for orders.
So now that this is going on, let's back this guy up over here. Let's go ahead and build another power over here. We get one over here.
Construction initiated.
It's a dark planet. You can put any type of skies in that you want, and you can actually have a bunch of different things happening. And as you make maps and prepare maps, there's a community that will download these. Yeah, it's a relatively small community right now, but it's a general consensus is when the game first came out, it was a little bit buggy, and it was hard to get the community to come forward and say, hey, we need more people involved. There's a great base still of modders and developers and stuff. And why are those bikes not dead? Okay, they're dead now. They just shot over the towers. And over time, it'll get better. And now that it's remastered and it has this 3D view, as you can tell by the sky here, it looks really, really nice. I chose this guy because I wanted a night vision style map, and it's looking pretty good so far. Okay, so now that the power is done, we're going to hit A.
Ready for orders.
Builder. Build the factory. And again, we're probably going to have to turn this. Yeah, see that wireframe's got it sideways. We want that dot in the center there pointing towards me.
Construction initiated.
And we'll put it right next to those powers. Sure, that's a good idea. It's a little close to the side, but you don't have a lot of room in here.
Construction complete.
And another thing you can do is you can also build this thing.
Ready for
F1,
orders.
3, I want you to build a service bay. You guys can imagine what a service bay is going to do. It's actually going to give you the ability to heal yourself and heal your units with service trucks. So let's put that like right here. Again, it's backwards. Let's turn it around. Put it right there. Looks good to me. You have the ability to look at these, and they have the green bars below them, and it tells you whether or not your units are hurt. As you can see, this unit here is pretty much 50% dead. You also have these things which are called go-to points or waypoints. You have one for the factory, and you have one for the recycler as well. So I can build a unit. I can say, number 1, the factory. I want to take the drop-off. I want the units to drop off or come to this particular place. So when I hit number 1, build me a number 6 service truck.
Building.
It's going to build that service truck. Now I can say, you know, I don't have to worry about it. That truck is going to go to that waypoint that I set back there by that half-dead
Building complete.
tower. So he should,
On my
without
way.
any direction, unless he gets stuck on something like the builder,
Ready for orders.
to run over to that particular type of building over there, the tower, and he should start working on saving.
Construction initiated.
So I don't have to spend another 50 scrap. They'll actually repair that thing. The truck is. Where's the truck? Stuck in a building. Yeah. So while they're stupid, I mean they are metal, so get out of the way. Go back there. Come on, man. They haven't got all day. Get that thing healed. Okay. So the good thing about this game is also you can hit number 1 and number 5 and build a second constructor. And you can drive this guy no matter where you want to put him. It's up to you, but if I don't change his path, he'll be heading back.
Locking in course.
I want you to come over here and build me another gun tower. So we'll tell number 5, F5, come over here.
Locking in course.
Actually, F5, come over here.
Locking in
Because
course.
by the time he gets his happy ass over there, he probably will have 60 scrap and be able to upgrade that pool. And things will go a little bit faster for us. Not a whole lot faster, but a decent amount faster. While he's walking over there, I'll just go, hey you,
Engine engaged.
I want you to come over here, number 4, and I want you to take and upgrade the extractor right there. So he's going to upgrade that extractor as well. So now we have two extractors upgraded. And now I just got to run back here and see if the truck's doing his job. Yeah, you see, he's healing that gun tower. That's what he's supposed to be doing. We only have one truck right now, so we got to be kind of careful. Try to support this as best we can here. And our meter goes fast if it's red, medium speed if it's yellow, and then it goes really slow if it's green. So for the 40 points that we, or 120 points of scrap that we spent, now things are going to be going really, really quick for us. And so let's get a third gun tower up here.
Construction
Sure,
initiated.
looks good. Whatever. You get the general idea. So you have all these different buildings you can choose from. And let's just use F1. We can say number 3 per se. You can build powers, which you know about. The factory, which is only one of a kind. Relay bunkers you can put anywhere that connect together with gun towers. The armory itself, the armory, is where you get power-ups for all your rides, and sometimes you'll need to have the armory in order to build other things. The service trucks come from this particular service bay, which can heal you and all your units as well. And we're getting beat on over here. The gun towers need to wake up. Okay, so looks like we're gonna need another truck. We want the truck to come over here, so we'll hit 1, drop off, tilt, over here, 1, 6, build another truck. And as soon as that builds, I'll show you something. You don't have to worry about filling all your F keys per se. Uh-oh, here comes a rocket tank. That's not a good sign. So hopefully he'll go down quick, because otherwise he's gonna actually kill my towers. Okay, so he is down and out. That's a good thing. But you get the general idea here. Here comes a truck. I don't want to tell that truck, hey man, stinking heal this thing. Heal that tower, it's hurting. And so, like I was getting ready to tell you, for the most part, the different types of buildings you get to see. In Service Bay we talked about gun towers. Training facilities needed in order to upgrade to the Bomber Bay. And you need the tech center to be able to build the walkers. And as you can see, the more technical the buildings are, or the more powerful the buildings are, the more expensive they become. And basically what you want to do is you want to create units and try to push yourself north. You know, you have to decide as a commander which units you think are going to last longest, and what type of support are you going to need to take these units with and push northward toward their base. It's always a challenge to figure out which is the best units to bring and which path to take. You don't know which path these enemy units are going to be coming from, and you have to decide, hey, I think the best way is this way. So we do have, and it can also, the scrap things are scavengers, and these scavengers, like I mentioned in the very beginning of the game, can either sit on a pool and draw the minerals or the scrap mineral out of the pool, or it can just pick up all the things that have gotten destroyed. So number 7, I'm going to tell him, hey, fat ass, start picking up any scrap that you see on the ground. And they're stupid. I mean, there's no better way to say it. They are stupid. Okay, so this guy over here is not doing much. He's got 4 powers going on here. We're seeing a lot of action coming from the sides here. So we want more gun towers over here. Sure, we'll put this guy over here.
Construction initiated.
Which makes our life a little bit easier. Let's go and look and see
Construction complete.
how things are going. Where's that truck at? Do we have a truck over here? We sure do. These things can be a little bit strange because they don't like to do things like they're supposed to. Like, hey dude, what is that over there?
Yes.
Shouldn't have to tell this guy that there's a stinking
Ready for orders. Locking in course.
tower that's half dead. He should be able to walk right over there and basically start healing. Sometimes they need a good push. Sometimes it's just
Engine engaged.
pain in the ass.
Construction complete.
Okay, so now
Ready for orders.
we're going to head and build ourselves the armory. Put him here out of the way for the most part.
Construction initiated.
Let that guy suck up the scrap like a vacuum cleaner for the most part. And sooner or later you can wander out. Somewhere on this wonderful map you're going to find that maybe there is another pool. There should be other pools that you can actually go ahead and find. He was definitely just driving in to kill stuff. Don't know why he wasn't attacking, but that's not my problem.
Construction complete.
Sooner or later he'll stop and learn that, hey, you just can't run into my base and not attack me. Okay, so, that being said, let's go ahead and start worrying about this thing called a bomber. B-1 bomber. So, we have this thing called the tilt button, remember, the drop off. So what I want to do is try to combine some of this because I'm running out of spaces. So you see F3 and F6? I'm going to hit F3.
Yes.
I want to have F6.
Yes.
We got both of them highlighted, and I'm going to hit Control F3. And they're going to merge together. A lot of people don't realize that. But you can actually, yeah, you can actually get that done. Okay, I don't think I've got a... Yeah, I don't have a truck over here. So let's get a truck over here. Hit number 1 and number 2 key. I was going to build a rocket tank, but unfortunately the buildings that are up right now are more important right now.
Building complete. On my way.
So that truck is going to head on over there, and hopefully it'll start healing
On my way.
things as fast as possible. Guitars
Clear
lowered.
engaged.
Okay, so do we have a comm bunker to the north? We sure do. Okay, so we're going to destroy this one over here.
Ready for orders.
And while that's being destroyed, at the same time, we're going to take the scrap as we get. Hit number 2, hit number 4. Get a free group. Okay, so the builders. F1 and F5. You can control and merge those together as well.
Ready for orders. Locking in
Okay,
course.
2, drop-off point. We know more than likely the bomber is going to come from the north, so let's push up here. There's the drop-off point. Looks like a little diamond on the ground. Hard to see, but that's what it is. 2, and we want a rocket tank.
Building.
Rocket tanks will allow us to be anti-air. And the anti-air portion of all this is, you know, necessary to knock down anything that's flying. If we're playing against ISDF, we'll see the typical B-1 bomber that we have. And if we're playing against the Scion, we'll see these things that look like a... I don't even know what you want to call them. They look like a flower. It's made out of metal and it flies through the sky. And it kind of acts like an upside-down mortar.
Yes.
Scavenger lost.
That will take... It shoots an arc, almost like if you ever see in one of the mortars that the people, the Army use out there in the fields, which is like this pipe. And they shoot rounds out and it kind of arches them into the sky. This thing looks like a silver flower for the Scion that shoots that motor straight up in a distance of about 300 meters or more. And they'll land anywhere they can to get something down from your, knock something down for your base.
Construction initiated.
I always like to have an extra power or 2 laying around just in case something happens if we get bombed.
Yes. Repair engaged.
That guy's doing a pretty good job over there. That's good. Alright.
Construction complete.
Got a couple more pieces of scrap and we'll be good to go. Okay, so we're going to take the F6 key, merge him with number F3. And let's see. Let's do 2, drop off whatever I'm going to be building over here. So hit number 2, hit number 4.
Building.
And now we have another rocket tank, and we'll merge those to F5 key here in a little bit. And over time, I mean, it takes a little bit of time. We've been playing for about 35 minutes or so, and a little bit here, actually 35 minutes is when I'll actually shut this off.
Building complete. Onward.
So for the most part, yeah, this map is going along fine. It's a little slow, I will tell you that right now.
Yes.
But that's just the way this game plays. Every once in a while, you'll become a little bit lackadaisical, and here come more bikes.
Ready for orders.
You gotta worry about bombers, you gotta worry about other things that will be coming into the map, so
Locking in course.
the more defenses you have, the better off you'll be able to get away from the base if you need to get away from the base eventually to knock out the enemy base. So therefore, you want to make sure you're pretty well protected before you start that. good idea. I mean, build things that you really need to build first. I mean, you decide what you need to build real fast first, and that way you can decide how much effort it's going to take to get out of your base. If you're playing by yourself, it's really going to be difficult. You want to have a base that's built up and ready to go. If you play Battlezone 2 back in 1999 and 2000, you're going to find out that the bomber was pretty much only going to go after the factory, the recycler, and also your bomber bay. Not the case anymore. This bomber will bomb just about anything. It'll bomb pools, it'll bomb comm bunkers, it'll bomb whatever it decides it wants to bomb. And so there's a little bit of an excitement measure there. The graphics actually look a lot better than it did back in the 1990s. It was pretty much whitewashed, almost a I don't even want to call it, just almost like a water painting style. Everything was water painted because, you know, they didn't have great graphic cards back then. Okay, so we only have 3, and then we're going to go ahead and build number 7. And you can rotate this building 1, and then we'll place it back here out of the way.
Construction initiated.
Sure, it's a little bit close to home back south here. And we have 2 gun towers back here, and I think we probably should have at least 6, but hey. We'll get them going on here in a minute. I think one more rocket tower should do us up here in the front, so we'll get that going here in a minute. And yeah, that's basically it. You have to take your time. You have to run out and find that 3rd pool so we can actually build the builder to build the bomber bay.
Construction complete.
And, you know, pools that get destroyed over a period of time by the units as rocket tanks and rocket towers, or I should say rocket tanks and motorbikes and everything else comes in here and try to knock your stuff down. So there you have it. I mean, that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell. Build more units, wait for them to come to attack you, and also you have to worry about getting out of your base and using whatever units you describe as good, and push forth forward and see if you can run into their base and attack them. So let's do this. Let's just go ahead and run in. This map again is pretty much plain Jane, and for the most part everything should be fine.
Construction complete.
Now I'm running up here to the north real quick, heading directly towards their base, and it's best to have their base somewhere to the north. It doesn't have to be in the front. It can be in the front, back, sideways, or otherwise. And somewhere up here is their base. And there's their base. And they have some rides laying around. That's typical for that to happen. Looks like they don't quite have a full base. Looks like they have just about what we have. They don't have the training center up. I don't see their training center up. They definitely got a gun tower, which will probably kick my ass if I'm not careful. So, make a long story short, they're coming along slowly but surely. Maybe you have to move a little bit of configuration file, add some things to it to make it look a little bit better. But for the most part, they should already have a builder, already should have enough pools, and they should be able to, yeah, they've upgraded almost all their pools. So they have pools just like we do, and they're moving on smartly. So that's basically it. You end up driving in there and trying to kill them off. You bring up a bunch of units, and you can actually do your best to be able to bring them down. Typical games last anywhere from, it depends. I mean, it depends on the difficulty of the map and all the things that you can throw into that map, and more stuff that gets thrown onto the map. Defenses that are almost like third-party defenses. Different things you can put on the map to keep things from being too easy for you. And as I say that, it's not an easy day here for these gun towers. They're getting their buns kicked. We do have one truck over here. Let's get a second truck over here and call it a done deal. So all I could add to this is, yeah, it takes a little bit of strategy. Don't get frustrated. It's a learning curve. The missions, the solo mission will actually tell you a lot about the game. Play that out, see how it works, and as it gets, as you get a little bit more experience, you can actually have a lot more fun with this particular game. And without further ado, this is Mission Incredible, also known as Major Tom. I want to go ahead and sign off for the Mission Incredible group. Come on in, man, buy Battlezone. It's only like $20 stinking dollars. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a remastered game, like I said, a little bit of old school 1990 game frame here, with a better look, more 3D-ish, if you will. It even supports HD, I believe. Virtual World, I think it does. VR, some part of the Battlezone series now does. So, this is Mission Incredible again, signing off for Mission Incredible Group. See you on the battlefield.